Have you noticed that some people are lucky in all things? Good health, happy family, success in their career? Everything comes easy to them. What is their secret? Whether conscious or not, they live in accordance with the laws of the universe. Watch the video to the end because the laws are built sequentially from fundamental unity to practical application. Freedom of choice. The first law is the law of unity, and we are part of a single whole. Imagine a vast ocean where every drop of water is an individual history of an event, a creature, or a phenomenon in the universe. They are all connected by invisible currents, forming a single essence. God, the Creator, the Almighty. Throw a stone into the calm surface of this ocean, and circles on the water will scatter far beyond the point of fall. So our actions, no matter how insignificant they may seem to us, cause ripples of consequences spreading throughout the entire universe. A word spoken with love can inspire someone to a courageous act, and displayed aggression will sow a seed of discord in someone's soul. Our unity with the cosmos is not a metaphor, but a deep relationship similar to symbiosis in nature. Just as a tree draws strength from the earth, and the air is filled with nature thanks to plants, so we cannot exist in isolation from the world around us. To realize this means to see the light, to begin to see the world three-dimensionally in all its diversity and interconnection, and understand that your contribution is important. You are not a random passerby, but a creator creating the reality around you. This understanding gives us a feeling of deep unity with all that exists and helps us live more consciously. To feel this relationship, start with yourself. Be attentive to your thoughts and emotions as they are part of the general energy field. Practice kindness, positive patience, forgiveness, and you will see how the world around you will change. The second law, the law of vibration, like attracts like. At what purity do we vibrate into our lives? This law will help to reveal your hidden potential. You know, as if asking for that leg, and everything falls out of your hands. We just, like antennas, are tuned to what wavelength. Then we broadcast it to the world and attract the same thing back. This is the law of vibration in all its glory. You want to attract joy, success, love? Tune in to their purity. This does not mean smiling strainedly when cats are scratching your soul. Talking about deep-seated love and passion for what makes you happy. Surround yourself with pleasant people. Stop nagging yourself for every mistake. Finally, love yourself like this. We're such a unique piece of everything that exists. When you are with Vlad, you are like a powerful magnet for everything good. The world mirrors your inner mood and vice versa. If you constantly focus on negativity, doubt yourself, then no surprise that life throws continuous problems your way. As the ancient Greek philosopher Plato wrote, what you direct your attention to becomes your world. Think about the good, experience joy, gratitude, and you begin to attract even more positive things into your life. Your constant companion fixates on how to raise your vibrations in practice. Just fill your life with what brings you joy. Favorite music, communication with loved ones, walks in nature, creativity. Remember what Buddha said, happiness is not a goal, but a way of life. Pay attention to your surroundings, what you read, watch, listen to. All this affects your vibrations. Surround yourself with positive people. Read inspiring books. Listen to music that cares for you. Watch films that delight and motivate. The law of vibration works in communication. Have you noticed that we are always more comfortable with those who are close to us in spirit? And with someone we feel uncomfortable with, as if we are vibrating at different wavelengths. We are destined to meet, wrote the poetess Rumi. Remember that you are the creator of your reality, and by choosing your thoughts and emotions, you choose what you will attract into your life. The third law, the law of cause and effect. Every action has its consequences. Every effect has its own reason. This law is so fundamental that it controls every moment of our existence. Remember the saying, what goes around comes around. These are not just words. This is the law of cause and effect in all its glory, and it works without failure. Remember how it happens when you help someone out of the kindness of your heart, and after some time, someone will suddenly lend their shoulder to you. It's not a coincidence that the universe returns to you the good energy that you once gave. Or another example, you constantly complain about life and see only the bad. Don't be surprised that life will throw new reasons for you to complain. With your thoughts, words, and actions, you think this only applies to some global things. But no, here's a simple example. I was late for work. I was reprimanded by my boss. I ruined my mood, and for him, and that's all. Why? Because I stayed up at the computer in the evening instead of going to bed on time. Cause and effect. It is time to use more technology. Why? Staying at the computer was a consequence of a behavior pattern, or was it a one-time need? If the reason is in the behavior pattern, then it's worth continuing to ask the question, why? Conducting self-analysis will help you become better. The law of cause and effect is not about punishment, but about responsibility. It is like a boomerang. Whatever you launch into the world returns to you. So it is important to realize the consequences of your actions, even the most insignificant ones. Before you say or do something, imagine what answer you want to hear from the world. You want good? Do good. You want success? Take action. Work on yourself. If you want love, learn to love yourself. There is no need to blame yourself if there were mistakes in the past. The main thing is to draw conclusions, change your actions, and move on. This is an excellent opportunity to learn from your experience and create the desired future. The law, the universe always strives for balance. Imagine the scales. On one side, your aspirations, ambitions, desires. On the other, limitations, difficulties, resistance. The world is essentially an eternal game of balance between these forces, and this is precisely what the law of balance is. How does it manifest itself in life? In relationships, for example, if you constantly pull the blanket over yourself, then your relationships may collapse. Or in work, overloading with tasks, you don't give yourself rest, resulting in burnout, inefficiency, and loss of strength. The world will strive to restore balance and perhaps send you illness so that you can finally rest. The universe strives for balance, as Newton said, and this balance is the most beautiful of all forms of movement. Sometimes we resist this equilibrium force. We want to pull the blanket over ourselves, to be stronger, smarter, richer. But the stronger the resistance, the stronger the opposition. And in the end, we only get more fatigue and negative consequences. In this case, it always helps to reduce the importance and significance of our desires. Assume that if the desires do not come true, then you can live without them. How can we live in harmony with this law? This means living in harmony with the world. Do not resist it. Surrender to the world. Trust it. It always takes care of us if we allow it. Understanding that an overloaded bowl is a signal to action, start taking breaks to take care of your health. Find time for your favorite things, and you will see how the scales begin to level out. The law of balance is not just some incomprehensible law of the universe. It is about wisdom and harmony. It shows us that we cannot endlessly take and give nothing. We need to find a balance between work and rest, between giving and acceptance, between your interests and the interests of others. Use the principle of balance for your own purposes. If you feel that something is wrong, don't be afraid to make changes. Listen to yourself, feel where your balance is leaning, and start acting to return the feeling of joy to your life. The fifth law is the law of transformation. Energy does not disappear. It passes from one form to another. Our thoughts are also energy that can materialize. Imagine that you are not just a body, but a source of energy, like a battery that can be charged and discharged. Energy is constantly transformed, flowing from one state to another. This is the law of energy transformation that works continuously in our lives. How does this manifest itself in practice? For example, you experience strong fear. This energy of fear can paralyze you, make you freeze in place, but at the same time, it can become an impetus for action. You can direct this energy of fear to solve a problem, to search for ways out. Or here is an example. You feel resentment or anger. This energy can poison your soul, making you feel unhappy. But at the same time, it can become a source of creative energy. Switch from negative thoughts to creativity. Write a poem, draw a picture, create something new. Consciousness is the key to managing energy flows. When you begin to switch your energy from negative to positive, your life begins to change. Instead of getting stuck in negative emotions, learn to transform them into creativity, love, and inspiration. There are many practices for working with energy. Yoga and meditation help to establish a connection with the inner self and to clear your mind of negative thoughts. Understanding the law of energy transformation can change your life for the better. You will become more conscious and effective. You will learn to manage your emotions and attract more positivity into your life. Remember the words of the great scientist Nikola Tesla. If you want to learn the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy and vibration. This will literally make you a magnet for your desires. The sixth law, the law of attraction, what we focus on in our lives. Now, you will learn how to transform your inner world to influence your reality. Thoughts are material. This is the basis of the law of attraction. Our inner world, our thoughts and emotions, like a magnet, attract relevant events into our life. Imagine that your subconscious is a powerful computer that continuously analyzes information and shapes the reality around you. If you constantly think negatively about problems, then your internal computer is programmed to attract these negative events. Here is an example. If you are constantly afraid of being late, then your subconscious will look for situations that will confirm your fear. You may forget the clock, encounter traffic jams on the road, be stuck in an elevator, but this is not an accident. It is the result of your thoughts. How to reprogram your subconscious? Start with controlling your thoughts and emotions. When you catch yourself in the negative, immediately switch to the positive. Imagine your life the way you want to see it and believe that your desires are feasible because every meta is real. Our thoughts are also huge energy, and powerful energy does not disappear into the void, but is broadcast to the outside world, attracting people, events, and circumstances in tune with our own vibration. Try visualization techniques and affirmations. Close your eyes and imagine your dream in small details as if it has already come true. Create an internal conviction that you are worthy of this happiness. Affirmations every day, saying out loud your desires in a positive form. But be careful. The law of attraction is a powerful tool, and it requires responsibility. Don't give in to illusions and don't forget about realism. Otherwise, you have to plan steps towards your goal so that with each step, you can more clearly define your goal, change it to make it more relevant, and find a balance between dreams and real actions. This is the art of life. Don't forget about the earth while standing on the clouds, and don't give up on your dreams while living in reality. Find your path, and the law of attraction will help you realize it. Assert yourself that love is not just a feeling, but a huge, all-forgiving feeling of connection with all that exists. This is compassion for people, gratitude for the beauty of nature, respect for life in all its manifestations. Show more love. Start with yourself. Accept yourself as you are, with all your shortcomings and advantages. Learn to forgive yourself for mistakes. Do not criticize yourself, and do not compare yourself with others. As the great philosopher Socrates said, know yourself. And when you begin to love yourself, then love for others will become deeper and more sincere. What prevents us from loving most often is fear. Fear of being rejected, fear of not meeting expectations, fear of losing control. These fears force us to build walls between ourselves and the world, and we cannot afford to be open and vulnerable. But love is a power that can heal and harmonize our lives. Self-love is the basis of everything. It gives us strength and self-confidence. Love for loved ones is a source of growth and support. Love for the world around is a source of inspiration and harmony. To live with an open heart means being open to love, joy, and all the good things that life brings. It means not being afraid to be vulnerable, not being afraid to give love and receive it in return. Start small. Smile at a stranger, help someone in need, call a loved one and tell them how much you love and remember them. Love is not just a word, it is energy that can change the world for the better. The 8th law, the law of acceptance. Allow yourself to be yourself and others to be different. Attempts to correct the world and those around you create suffering. Imagine you are standing on the seashore. The waves roll in and make noise, but you stand without trying to stop them. You are not trying to change them. You are simply observing their movement. Acceptance is not passivity or powerlessness, but the ability to accept reality as it is without resistance and negative emotions. As the Buddhist teacher Chan wrote, acceptance does not mean agreeing with everything that is happening. It means realizing and letting go. When you try to change something that is not in your power, you waste your strength in a useless struggle. This struggle creates fear, anger, disappointment, and does not allow you to live in peace and harmony. Remember the situation when you resisted something. Then, unexpectedly, you wanted everything to go your way, but life decided otherwise. You were angry, you suffered, you felt powerless. But what would have happened if you had accepted the situation? You would have seen new opportunities, perhaps even positive sides that were hidden from you at that moment. Train yourself to react positively to all negative events. These are your opportunities for growth and moving to a new level. You can use the phrase, "Everything goes as it should." The world always takes care of me. Accepting oneself is also not an easy task. We often criticize ourselves. We try to be ideal, but the ideal does not exist. Vadim Zeland wrote, "Allow yourself to be yourself and others to be different." To accept yourself, you need to accept all sides of your personality, both light and dark, with advantages and disadvantages. Then you can live in harmony with yourself and with the world. The 9th law is the law of cyclicality. You can learn to live in harmony with these rhythms. As the great physicist Max Planck said, every minute of the world has a rhythm. The universe is a symphony, and we are all part of this symphony. Everything around us moves in cycles, as if according to invisible rhythms. Day gives way to night. Seasons change each other. Each of us has our own periods of activity and rest. This is the law of the cyclical nature of our lives. Remember your working days. There are periods of enthusiasm and inspiration when everything is done easily and successfully. And there are days of fatigue and apathy when it's hard to gather your thoughts and get down to business. The same thing happens with relationships. There are stages of romance and passion, and there are periods of calm and stability. In nature, too, there are cycles. Spring is the time of awakening. Summer is the time of growth and reproduction. Autumn is the time of picking fruit. Winter is the time of peace and rest. Not only success is important, but also the ability to let go and accept the inevitable downturns. After all, both day and night are needed for harmony. If we constantly strive for success without giving ourselves rest, we will simply burn out. As one wise man said, if you want to be happy on a long journey, do not rush to the goal. Know how to enjoy both the period of rest and the period of activity. Remember the change of seasons. Spring requires energy, summer brings joy, autumn brings wisdom, and winter brings relaxation. How to find harmony with the natural rhythms of life? Pay attention to your inner sensations. When the body requires rest, don't force it to work in a forced mode. Learn to plan your day and week so that there is room for both work and rest. Find time for a hobby, creativity, walking in nature. Allow yourself to periodically reboot by giving up everything that takes away your strength. This is the wisdom of not going against the flow, but swimming in harmony with the rhythm of life. Then you will have enough strength and energy to achieve any goals. The 10th law is the law of actions. To achieve something, you need to act. Inspiration comes during action. Understanding and applying this law can take you out of the destructive circle of waiting for the right moment. Remember the joke about the man who prayed every day to win the lottery until the sky opened up in anger? So, you finally buy a ticket. This is just about the law of action. Rushing to wait for inspiration or a sign from above, but without specific actions, nothing will happen. Inspiration is a capricious thing. Of course, it can strike suddenly, but you shouldn't count on it. It's much more reliable to act. Start with a small plan. Write at least a couple of lines. The main thing is to take the first step. The one who dares will see how soon things will move from your point, and enthusiasm and new ideas will pour out like from a cornucopia. It's like with a bicycle. While you're standing still, you're afraid to fall. As soon as you ride, the fear disappears. The same goes for our actions. Don't try to do everything right away. Do a lot for fun, but every day there is a time for everything. We came into this world to rejoice and enjoy life. Why suffer and endure? Don't be afraid of mistakes. They are part of success. Learn from them and move on. The main thing is not to sit back, act, and the world will reciprocate. The 11th law is the law of the mirror. Our external world reflects our internal world. Remember how, as a child, you looked in the mirror and swore that this is the law? The mirror only reflects what you show it. Now, as an adult, our world is a huge mirror that reflects all our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. We notice that when you are in a great mood, so is the world around you. It seems kinder, people are smiling,